All right, guys, this is Strong Principles, and I'm Rob Delacruz.
I'm Larry Medina.
And I'm Zach Bragg.
And on today, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the equipment we like if you're going to use it for a home gym. But we're going to start out with each one of us are going to pick $1,000
budget.
And we're going to have $1,000 budget, and then you get to pick equipment you're going to use. So the first one, I'm going to go on $1,000 budget.
I'm going to steal whatever Rob says.
I would get a pair of adjustable dumbbells and a sandbag.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. I like the sandbag idea.
Do you want me to elaborate?
No. Not yet. So I agree with the dumbbells because immediately that's the first thing comes to my head. I remember when I first started, looking into workouts and this, that, the other, like before CrossFit and all that stuff. Like when I was getting started, Bowflex had the dumbbells that you could adjust the weights.
Yep.
And I that's one of the things that I bought, and it was like $300 or $400.
Yeah.
But it went from like 0 or whatever, like 5 pounds to like 70, I think, and you could adjust it with just like one. It was like yeah. I would definitely start with dumbbells, and I think kettlebells might be my other one.
Yeah, I was not gonna go the adjustable weight route. I didn't even think about that, but that's probably less expensive.
Well,
it's probably better.
I mean, like a good adjustable set that goes up to about 80 pounds is probably like $600-700.
Oh, really? It's that much?
But it's from 5 to 80
5
or
to
whatever.
8.
Yeah.
Okay.
And storage is minimal.
Correct.
Yeah, storage is very minimal. So I think the adjustable dumbbells would be one. I was gonna say kettlebell, but I think I might just go adjustable dumbbells and a bench, just a bench that you can incline or decline because you can do so much on it versus just trying to do freestanding stuff. But I like the sandbag one. That's really good too. That's a good idea.
You can do a ton with the sandbag. You can floor press, heavy squat with it, put it on your shoulder. You could carry it. You could throw it.
Yeah.
You can so there's so much you can do with the sandbag.
What weight?
I would say about 100 for an average person, 100,
Yeah.
120, 130. Yeah.
That's nice. I mean, you could,
Yeah.
relatively speaking, take some sand out and put some sand in if you needed
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
So you can almost
I
adjust
would
the
buy the
weight.
150, and what we do is like we buy the 150 and we fill it up with rubber mulch and then put sand in it, so it's not past 150 and it's not quite 150, but it's like about 130. But the circumference is nice and full, and that allows you to be able to grab around it. Because if it's like all full of sand, it kind of like flops a lot. And if you completely filled up, that's like 200 pounds. So it's like
It's
too
funny.
much.
I just bought a sandbag a month ago. I should have talked to you about the mulch.
And that's really,
Hey, always go empty it out and to put it. I've already done this like several times.
Rob's always over there, just like, I'm like, oh man, that stinks.
Yeah.
And I'm over here, I'll be over here training clients if you need anything. But the sandbag really doesn't cost that much too.
No.
That's a pretty cheap one. So that's a really good option for people.
Yeah, and the thing that tripped me up was like when I bought it, you just get a bag, but then you have to go buy the play sand and throw it in, and play sand's super cheap.
It's super cheap. And so is the rubber mulch is really cheap. But you want it to be full. So your body will like brace around it.
Yeah.
If it's flimsy and it flops around, that causes some issues.
All right, so dumbbells and sandbag, and
Zach
you
said
went
a
with
bench.
Bench and dumbbells.
dumbbells.
And you with dumbbells and kettlebells.
Yeah. So what? How much are we buying these on marketplace? Because
I was going to say you could go use, but they would all fit within the $1,000 budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that just gives you some options.
So all right, so we have those two things. Now we're looking to expand, right? Or we bought them on Facebook Marketplace, and we got a deal, right? Because that's I actually did buy a dumbbell set and dumbbell rack, and went from like 5 to 60 with the rack, and it was like $250.
And that's really good. But now you're taking up a lot of room. But that's really good.
Yes.
So let's say we have a bigger garage and now we have a bigger budget. So we go into then like a rack,
Yep.
barbell, some kettlebells. You get into some of that. Another really good tool that could have been used, landmine.
I was just going to say
Okay.
landmine, yeah.
What about a pull-up bar?
Landmine would be a good option.
Usually on a rack, it has a pull up across. So if you buy like a Rogue foldable or PRX.
Yeah, but I'm thinking through like, all right, you don't have the budget for a $700.
Oh, okay.
the foldable.
Yeah, because they're like $600.
Yeah, $600-700
$700. Unless if you buy used, right? If you buy used, honestly, if it's Rogue, they don't get a lot of discount, like even on the marketplace.
No.
Because I looked for a while last year, and I got lucky with a Monster Light, and it was like $700, but they're
Not far off of brand.
not far off from what it is from Rogue site, you know. But it was used, but they don't go bad. That's why it's okay to buy them used. But for the most part,
So what do you have in
I'm
your garage?
thinking like a stud bar would be good, like almost like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It'd be cheap.
Be cheap.
Good option. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Good
could
option.
you could
What
definitely
do I
do
have
that.
in my garage?
Yeah.
So I have a Rogue Monster Light. I have the Dip
Yep.
Marketplace. Bought it for like $70.
The Matador handle.
The Matador
Yep.
handle. I have that. I have I have bumper plates. 45, 35, 25, 10s. I have 2 barbells. I have iron weights. Again, 45, 35, 25, 10s and 5s. I have a sandbag now. I have a Rogue Echo bike, and I have a rower.
Okay. That's a good.
Yeah, that's a good setup. Yeah. So that was kind of just a fun like budget, what we would do, and a couple things if we were within those parameters. Now, what I want to talk about with you guys, and I'll preterm it with this. So if you have a person who is coming in and they're looking for a new gym, a lot of people just walk into the gym and look and see what equipment they have, and they let that be the basis for whether they're going to join that gym. What we believe, the basis for you joining a gym should be based off of how good their programming is, how good their coaches is it a good atmosphere? That should be what it's based off of, not necessarily the equipment. But if you were going to go into a gym and look for certain equipment, now we can kind of talk about what equipment we like to use and what maybe you could be looking for that would be something different that might not hit your mind. And so I'll go first, is the sled. I think a lot of gyms don't have a sled. There's a lot of different aspects of training that you can use it for, not just strength, but also conditioning. Reverse sled drag is a movement we use so often. And so you just put the handles around it and you can load it up. So I think a sled would be a really good one to look out for.
Yeah. I should have put this in my home gym too. It was I have them, but suspension.
Oh, it's just TRX,
TRX,
suspension trainers. Okay, nice.
You can do all kinds of things with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out on Marketplace. But by the way, all the stuff I said, like it's an accumulation of like years of
Yeah, it takes time.
it takes time. You know, so I wasn't able to just like wake up and be like, I'm gonna buy all these things, and it's like 20 years worth of collection. But yeah, I could see TRX being a good one. And the sled, like what people don't realize, like how much of a burner that is for your legs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the sled
And not just a burner, but also knee health that
Knee
it can
health.
have.
Yep.
Cardiovascular health, strength. Like it's like that tool could be used for everything.
And you don't hardly see them. You don't really see them at many gyms. Not a lot of people use them,
So if you don't have a sled and you're working out at home, pushing a car, right? I mean, it's kind of like the equivalent.
I wouldn't say
No?
exactly. So
No, I mean,
Kind of.
I'm
but-
asking for a friend.
I mean, you could go and do it, but
that is the tough thing about and if we're looking at the sled from just a power perspective, or we're just trying to load it up with as much weight, what often happens is there's a big, lactic buildup in the legs. You could probably get close to that with maybe
put in neutral.
a hard air bike, but like all the aspects of a sled that we're looking for to use it for, there's not much you can replace it with. Like a reverse drag, you could walk backwards on a treadmill, but it's still not going to give you the same exact resistance.
I guess
Yeah, they have, like,
I'm thinking
carpet
of the
sleds.
other sled, the one with the wheels,
Yeah,
Oh,
the-
okay.
those are Torques.
Torques.
Yeah, and there's some other brands, but yeah, those
Okay.
are great.
You're right. So sled's completely different. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's more of like a drag,
Drag, yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
And a
you can
Torque
drag
is
and
a
push.
sled. It's a version of a sled. So it can do all the same things that a sled can do. It's just on wheels, and it has a magnetic resistance. So you could go ahead and put the resistance on it. They're great tools. They're really pricey.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're over $1,000.
Yeah, and
That's going to kill my budget.
Yeah, especially the smaller ones. I think maybe 7 or 8, but they're still just super pricey.
And so obviously we like barbells and dumbbells too. So we'll just, throw those out there. We like those. But the one that we touched on, I think if you're at a home gym or looking for a gym and you're just looking at what equipment they have, I think a landmine is such a good tool that is not taken advantage of enough in having in your house. It's so easy just to move around. There's a lot of different forms of rows and presses and athletic moves you can do with it. Landmine is another good one to look out for.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. I agree with that. Like all those things that you said, as far as like if you're looking for a gym, you definitely should be looking for those. You don't find those in global gyms.
Correct. You
Not
don't.
very often.
Not very
No,
often.
we have a lot of them. We use them all the time.
Sandbags, bands, kettlebells. I think we're all on the same page with those. We like those a lot. Let's talk a little bit then about conditioning equipment that you would maybe look for, or if you were doing a home gym, if you could pick one, I think probably you would agree, the air bike.
Yeah, air bike is one of the number one conditioning tools, and there's several reasons for it. One of them is that it doesn't take much skill level to do it.
Yeah.
Two, it elicits certain responses, especially anaerobically. So when you go to do it, and then the third is it's like not very prone for injury at all.
That's the thing I think I like the best about the road bike is like it's a love-hate relationship, right? Like I jump on it and I'm like, I hate it, like in the sense of like it's killing me, you know. But I get off it and my recovery is fine the next day. Like I don't feel like I can't move. It's literally just like moving your whole body, right?
Yeah.
All the joints that need to move are moving. It's such a good
It's a really
tool.
good signal without wearing on the body too much.
Yeah, the problem with like we like rowers, we like skiers. They're very technical driven, and like a lot of it, then your low back's going to bother you. And I'm not saying like your knees won't feel the air bike, but it's so much less impact, and it's a really big bang for the buck. Like it's really hard to get anaerobic intervals on the skier and the rower. I'm not saying you can't do it, but the air bike, just about everybody can do it to a certain extent.
Yeah, you can just jump on. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. A box is another good one. Just for, I mean, you know, we don't throw too many people into, not all the time, into box jumps in a conditioning workout, but for things like step ups, there's lots of different variations of step downs you can do. A box is another good one to have, or some sort of step up machine. I did want to ask, and this was actually going to touch base, which I thought was funny. None of us said the new, is it called the mirror or something? The thing that you put on the wall and it has the two. Have you seen
devices?
the tonal?
The device,
you
the
got
tonal.
The mirror.
None of us said tonal,
No.
which is good. So
Yeah.
we got that far.
I know somebody that has one.
I haven't tried them yet.
Yeah, I've touched on.
Have you fooled around with them a little bit?
It's not too bad, but it's like having a set of cables in front of you, kind of, with the device telling you what to do, and it has active resistance.
It
on
changes.
Yeah, to a certain extent. The loading process and like it's going to be limited
Okay.
to a certain extent.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and the way you're going to do it. So the benefits you're going to see are going to be certain. It's going to be limited after a little while.
Yeah, it's just like going. I feel like it's just like going to a commercial gym with all the cables. If you're just limiting yourself to that with your budget, you know,
Yeah.
you're not going to get the most out of what you can do in the gym.
Yeah, this is where I'll give CrossFit some credit, right? Because like when I did CrossFit at that time, I was doing a couple other things like cardiovascular and this, that, the other. But getting out of the gym for like a run, you know, like we're like kind of like you guys have it, where I don't think you have a treadmill. You may have like an assault treadmill.
Yeah, we have a couple of those.
Okay.
Air runner.
Yeah. But a lot of times, I'm assuming if you prescribe a run, you just be like, go from here to here.
Correct.
That's your mile.
Don't love treadmills.
That's kind of like my thought is like treadmills are good for like a rainy day or whatever, but like I think overall I'd rather just get out
Yeah.
and enjoy the scenery and, you know, just be in nature, if you will, and like do your thing.
Yeah. If you want to have something at the house, that's a conditioning tool. Buy an air bike. Don't buy a treadmill, because you can always
100%.
run outside, and it's better.
I would
The
say an
treadmill's
air
just tough.
bike or a bike erg, one of
Bike
those.
erg, yeah.
Air bike I like because it has upper body. I have air bike in my house. I got an air bike in a row. Those two. A bike erg is great. That would be another one. A Versa Climber, but it's so pricey.
Oh yeah.
Versa Climber is amazing, but they're very, very pricey.
What about a stepper? Like the
Like
the
Like
Stairmaster?
a lot of the Stairmaster.
Yeah, they're like they're good.
Yeah, because but they're huge.
They're huge. That's the other thing. It's
Yeah.
huge, and they are pricey.
They're pricey as hell.
You know, because most like rowers, air bikes, like I think you get brand new ones for $500 to $700.
$700,
My problem with the Stairmaster would be like, how long can anybody really last on that thing?
It's just,
You would
Like
treat
5
it like
minutes?
intervals and all the other stuff you could do with any other conditioning tool. You could try to go long, distance, slow, 30-30s, 30 on, 30 off. You know, there's like, you can use all the same interval tools. It's just give a quad burn.
See, you're talking like a trainer. You know, like me, I'm thinking like, oh man, maybe like a minute. Like,
yeah.
See, the thing is, you got to change things up so you can stay engaged in it too.
Yeah. So the last thing I wanted to touch on, kind of just branching through, and you know, we did the budget, what you're kind of looking for the gym, things that are different that you wouldn't quite often see. But the last thing I do want to talk about is, and I get this question a lot when I'm training, is how do we feel about cable machines or machines like that, like a quad extension or a hamstring curl or a lat pull down or a functional trainer. And I'll say this, I'll just kind of go first. The lat pull down, you know, when we first opened, we didn't have a lat pull down for a little while, and then we installed it. It's been really great. I think that's a really good tool to have, especially for people building up that vertical pull strength. And then a lot of single arm stuff you can do. I really like the lat pull down.
Yeah, the lat pull down has been a great addition. And the thing is, like, the pull-ups, and you can do them in bands, and there's all kinds of different types of ways to do it. But the lat pull down actually allows you to really work on and engage your lats.
Yeah.
Lat pull down's great.
Yeah, it's going to help you even with your pull up though, right? Like,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of times what happens is a lot of people, the women, men, with a pull-up's like a full body. There's a lot of tension in your body, and if you don't have the strength in your lats, you quickly go into biceps, like secondary muscles, and a lat pull down will allow you to stay into those lats until you can build strength.
Show that armpit. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Because your arm will internally rotate and externally rotate so much. You have to have the ability to be able to externally rotate your shoulder and then pull it in a way that engages that lat, versus an internally rotated shoulder is going to get all bicep and a lot of shoulder. So it's a good tool to have or a piece of equipment to have with clients or in the gym. So if you're looking for something, because you can target it specifically and go light enough to where you can.
Yeah, we have 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. And I know we did an episode on kind of free weights versus machines, but one thing that I wouldn't look for, and I don't know, maybe you feel different, and we do have one, but as a quad extension and a hamstring curl, don't let that make or break your decision on joining a gym.
No,
I would say.
Yeah, I mean, like we said before, I like machines when they're incorporated.
Yes.
Now, those things are really good. They give us an alternative to use them for certain ways, but they're never our base.
Exactly.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me back in the day when I was like looking to build strength, where like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and try and get my bench going. And it would be like, today I'm only doing chest. Next day I'm doing like back and buys, you know, shoulders, and tries, you know. The old like mentality, I feel like that was like an older mentality of like how you work out. Yeah, splits. And like,
they're still popular to a certain extent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would do like bench, and then I would use cables almost the rest of the time just to try and get myself
like flies and things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's a good tool. So we just wanted to kind of break down a fun episode of what equipment we like, what to look out for. If you had a budget and you were trying to get some stuff at home, and you had, you know, you wanted to do some workouts and you just wanted some simple ideas, we gave you sandbags is a good one. And then if you're going to a gym, some things to look out for that you could pick out that would be good options to look for that they have. But yeah.
I think overall, we start with dumbbells.
Start with dumbbells. It's
Adjustable
kind of one
dumbbells.
of the takeaway. Yeah. Mhm.
Adjustables are good.
Yeah.
I love mine.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very true.
Thanks,
Awesome,
everybody.
guys. Thank you, guys. This has been Strong Principles.